Hello, I'm Denise Phillip. I'm the content analyst for Ngerati.com, and we're coming to you live from the African Utility Week studio. And with us in the studio today, we've got Arno Zingerle. He's the mayor of a very small village called Wildpoldsried. And you've got some exciting stuff going on there as far as renewable energy and clean energy is concerned. Do you want to just tell us where your village is and what's been happening there?
Yes, our little village is near the Bavarian Alps, near Austria, near Switzerland. And yes, we asked 18 years ago our people, what do you say about the future for our village? See you the future in new energy, and they said yes to us. We must produce a new energy with wind, with biomass, with wood, and with hydropower.
Yeah. What are the goals that have been achieved already? So what percentage, what are the numbers that you get from clean energy? Does your village only use clean energy right now?
Our goal for the year 2020 is to produce more green energy than we need.
Right.
This goal we reached about 4 years ago.
Wow, okay. So does this extra power get sent back to the wider grid, or does it get stored and used by the village?
We send electricity, the power to the grid, but we also use the power in our village.
Yeah.
For example, the electricity from hydropower,
Yes.
you use at once.
Yeah.
The electricity from wind, you give to the grid.
Right. Okay. What have been over the 18 years or so? What have been the biggest challenges, the biggest obstacles to try and develop this clean energy?
It's very important that people in our village have the trust in the protagonists, and the trust to the political system, the trust to the CEO of the company, and our people have this trust.
How did you do it? Did you just communicate with them throughout the whole process? Explain to them the benefits and opportunities? How did you get it right?
It's very important that the benefit is also by people. They give us money that we can invest. For example, wind power. Our 9 wind power plants are only paid with the money from the people, and the benefit returns to the people.
All right. Have their prices, their electricity prices, have they come down quite a lot over the years? Has renewable energy made the electricity cheaper for the people in the village?
The price for the people in the village is the same like the price, for example, in Munich.
Oh, okay.
It's
all right.
whole Germany, it's about the same.
Okay, all right. Interesting.
Only little differences.
Yeah. And how can you, obviously here at African Utility Week, how can African communities learn from your village? What messages are you trying to get across, and what can these African communities learn from your village?
I don't know about African villages, and the general conditions may be very different.
Yeah.
But I think it's a question about the trust to the system, the trust to the protagonists. If you have the trust of the people, you can do many things.
Yeah.
And the trust is the most important thing also for renewable energies.
Yeah. I suppose the biggest problem that we are seeing in Africa is that Africa generally has huge natural resources to generate, solar. We've got a lot of sun and wind, but it seems as if there just isn't enough finance, perhaps, to get these projects started. Do you have any advice as far as that is concerned?
It's very important that you have people, they invest to the new energies.
Yeah.
I think that also in South Africa are many people with money and they could invest in this energy. Every year many people from Africa come to visit my village and they always say, oh, it's a good investment. How can we do it in Africa?
Yeah. And what is your advice to them generally? What do you tell them?
I tell them, please take your money to invest to a clean energy.
Yeah.
You have more clean energy like we in Europe. You have more sun, you have more wind, you have more biomass like us. Mm-hmm. But there are also in Africa many rich people and they should invest their money to this energy.
Yeah. Sound advice, but to put it into action is another story altogether. Well, thank you so much for taking time out during the conference to come and see us. I'm sure that we will connect with you again to hear the progress in your village. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Denise from Zingerle.